welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, Muslims in Nigeria and their counterparts all over the world mark Eid al-Kabir with a call to the faithful to imbibe the lessons of faith and sacrifice. President Buhari celebrates Eid al-Kabir at his Daura country home in Katsina State, seeks understanding of Nigerians for his administration's efforts at revamping the economy. Another tremor hits Kaduna State barely 24 hours after the first rock-knocked village in Jaba local government area. And ceasefire comes into effect in Syria with coordinated airstrikes by the US and Russia against jihadist militants expected within 7 days. And on business news tonight, policy analyst urges federal governments to accelerate the 2016 budget implementation as the country tackles economic recession.
And on sports news tonight, Bose Omolayo wins Nigeria's 6th gold medal at the 2016 Paralympic Games after setting a new world record.
Sultan of Sokoto disowns armed Fulani herdsmen, describes them as foreign terrorists.
We begin tonight with the celebration of Eid al-Kabir by Muslims in Nigeria and their counterparts all over the world. Also known as the Feast of Sacrifice, it's one of the most important festivals in the Islamic calendar. According to Islamic tradition, it's a festival dating back to the days of Prophet Ibrahim, believed to have been called upon by God to sacrifice Ishmael, his only son, before a ram was provided in the place of Ishmael. Eid al-Kabir is seen to underscore the values of obedience, faith, sacrifice and submission which every Muslim is expected to imbibe. Meanwhile, the President has joined Muslim faithful in his country home, Daura, Katsina State, to observe the Eid al-Kabir festival. In his message to Nigerians, President Muhammadu Buhari applauded their steadfastness in the face of difficult times in which the country is passing. He, however, wants Nigerians to appreciate the efforts of his administration in revamping the economy, tackling insecurity and corruption.
Citizens of Daura, Katsina State line up the streets to behold the presidential convoy as it meanders into the prayer ground. President Muhammadu Buhari gradually alights. He joins other Muslim faithful at the Eid prayer ground for the day's prayers. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. The prayers were followed by the major event of the day, the slaughtering of the sacrificial ram. Away from prayers and sacrifices, President Buhari decries what he inherited from past administrations, pledging, however, to right the wrongs with the support of Nigerians.
I want Nigerians to realize that what this government inherits, after 16 years of PDP and 8 consecutive governments, there was no savings, no infrastructure is done, no power, no rail, no road, no security. This is what the other party left for Nigerians. And let them see what we have done from Boko Haram to what we are trying to do now with the militants. And we have identified these problems, 3 of them. Number 1, security. You have to secure a country to efficiently manage it. Number 2, economy, especially jobs for youth. Number 3, fighting corruption, which is continuous.
His appearance in his country home, no doubt, is a thing of joy to his kinsmen, and they could not hide it. Nigerians, however, look forward to next year's Salah, when they hope to see the manifestation of promises made by the government. Chukuma Onekusi, Channels Television News.
And like other Muslims, worshippers in the southern parts of the country also mark the day with prayers. From Lagos and Ogun in the southwest to Anambra and Imo in the southeast, and then the south-south states of Bayelsa and Delta, worshippers came out in large numbers to perform the Rikat prayers. In Lagos, leaders appealed to Nigerians to be patient with the government of the day concerning the economic recession.
It's a day most Muslims look forward to, the Eid al-Kabir. And in Lagos, worshippers filing to the Dodon Barracks praying ground. The high turnout of dignitaries, among them are two former Lagos governors, Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, Deputy Governor of Lagos, and the Oba of Lagos. The children too were very well represented, many of them wearing bright faces, hoping for a better future. And then the prayers begin. Bearing in mind the current economic recession, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State calls for patience, while the APC national leader Bola Tinubu defends the launch of Change Begins With Me.
What you need today is hanging on steadfastly to hope, believing in the leadership of the country that they will turn around the economy. Nobody wants unemployment. Nobody wants austerity. Nobody wants sovereign.
I just want to implore Nigerians to be patient with us, to understand that in the process of trying to get out of economic hardship, it takes a while. And by the grace of God, God Almighty is going to take this country to prosperity.
Allahu Akbar. In neighboring Ogun State, worshippers gather at the Lantoro Central Praying Ground in the state capital.
Where we find ourselves, with where we are coming from, I think the government, yes, it may appear that it's tough, but we are almost getting to the corner now. And once we just take the bend, we are going to be on a straight path.
Not many will expect to see a large crowd of Muslim worshippers in Imo State, being a location far from the predominantly Muslim states of the north.
It is not the action.
But here, hundreds of Muslims are worshipping at the Central Mosque in Owerri, the state capital. And 55 kilometers away from Owerri is another praying ground in Awka, Anambra State. It's drizzling here, but that will not stop the prayers from going on. And then the traditional killing of the ram. Security checks at the prayer ground in Yenogwa, Bayelsa State, after which the prayer was led by the chief imam. There was also a large turnout of worshippers at the premises of the Oshimili local government headquarters in Asaba, Delta State. This is one of the major Muslim feasts, an Islamic festival to commemorate the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to follow Allah's command to sacrifice his son Ishmael. And today's teaching is centered on sacrifice and love, virtues which many say are required by every individual in Nigeria, especially at this time of economic recession.
And staying with today's celebrations, and the Deputy Chief Imam of the Abuja National Mosque, Sheikh Ahmad Onilewura, is asking Nigerians to draw from the lessons of the celebration to tolerate one another and contribute to national peace and unity. The Imam, who led the prayers at the Muslim National Prayer Ground in Abuja, is also asking both Muslims and Christians in Nigeria to unite in the spirit of the season.
Islamic faithful across Nigeria join others around the world to mark the 2016 Eid al-Kabir celebration. In Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, worshippers filed to the prayer grounds under heavy security presence. The Deputy Chief Imam of the Abuja National Mosque takes the lead, asking for Allah's blessings. The slaughtering of the ram is a regular feature at this celebration. The Deputy Chief Imam speaks on the significance.
The significance and importance of the sacrifice of the ram after the prayer. The most important of it is for us to ready to sacrifice our lives, to sacrifice our duties, to sacrifice everything that we are blessed with for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our duty as Muslim is to be very peaceful and to promote peace, harmony, tranquility among everybody, be they Muslim or Christian or atheist or free thinkers, whatever they are. We must accept them, receive them as our brothers and sisters in Al-Islam.
The Inspector General of Police also explains the reasons behind the heavy deployment of security officials for the celebration.
From all the indications, from all the situations we find all over the country, our policemen are on the ground, parading, ensuring that we provide security in all the praying grounds and the recreation centers. All the police officers, together with all the security agencies in this country, are all on the ground to ensure that the security of this country is guaranteed during this period of festivities.
In Kwara State, the Senate President, Senator Bukola Saraki, and the state governor were at the prayer ground, while security officials made it impossible to get the Senate President to speak to journalists. The state governor sues for peaceful coexistence amongst all.
That the need for us to come together and work as one, devoid of rancor, devoid of problems, and inshallah would have a much more prosperous nation ahead.
While the Yobe State governor used the occasion to encourage Muslims to pray for the country, his counterpart in Adamawa State assures citizens that Nigeria will soon get out of the hard times.
The first 10 days are the most beneficial days for Muslims. They want you to offer prayers, if possible, you even fast for the 10 days. But yesterday and today are the holiest days in the year, in the whole year, according to ulamas. So whatever prayers you offer, Allah will answer it.
Allahu Akbar. In Kaduna and Kogi states, the governors urge citizens to peacefully coexist irrespective of one's religion.
I want to call on the citizens of Kogi State and indeed Nigerians at large to be patient, to be perseverant, to persevere, and to be understanding, to remain peaceful and calm, and to be law-abiding.
We have Christians, we have Muslims, we have those that don't even believe in either of the two major religions, but we should accommodate one another and allow each one to practice his faith. Because without peace, there will be no development, there will be no progress.
According to Islamic teachings, the Eid al-Kabir celebration is an annual event to commemorate the act of faith of the patriarch Abraham, who obeyed Allah when he was asked to sacrifice his son.
In part 2, after the break, there's more on the Eid al-Kabir festival as an accountant and the Secretary General of the Ansaruddin Society of Nigeria, Lagos chapter, Abdul Latif Ibrahim, sheds light on the lessons of the season and the need for all to live in peace. That's in a moment. We'll join us again.